on, guys? Sasuke Savage here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Mahou Shoujo Site, Episode 1. Now, I didn't even know this episode had came out. Only reason I knew is because I watched Chibi reviews. I watched his review on it. And he was talking about how edgy this episode was, and I definitely agree. This episode, man. This episode was hard to watch. I'm not gonna lie. I was watching this episode and I literally was getting sick to my stomach watching this episode. And I'm not a normie. I mean, I watched Higurashi, Elfen Lied, shit like that. It's like, so I'm pretty. Well, what's the word? Let's just say I'm a veteran when it comes to watching the dark side of anime. Okay, so that's not an issue for me. It's just, you know, like Chibi said in his review, I think they were taking it over the top just to show you how horrible this girl's life was. And like I said, that it was done on purpose, no doubt about it. But just because it's done on purpose doesn't mean that that aspect of the episode was good per se. But let's just talk about it, because we have this girl, Aya, I believe, Aya Asagiri, and her life is just shitty. At school, she's getting bullied by these 3 girls. At home, she's being bullied by her brother. And the one good thing about this episode was it gave me some closure, because off rip, 3 of the bullies died, and I was like, and not just died, like painful deaths. 2 gets run over by a train. The other one stabbed in the neck with a box cutter. Yeah, that warms my heart. But it's a lot of questionable things in here. Like I said, they went a little too far. I could have handled the gluing her. I think that was glue on her seat and on her desk that the bullies had put. I could have handled that. That wasn't hard. I could even handle the razors that they put in her locker with her shoes. I could handle that. Once the ringleader started like stepping on Aya's neck and they dumped her head in the toilet, that's when it started to get a little much. I was like, all right, come on now. And then you get to the absolute worst part in the episode, where they literally call this dude built like a football player. What was his name? Like Shoto or something? They called him in to attempt to rape Aya. Now, I don't know how old these kids are. I mean, from their designs, they look like middle schoolers, but they could be in high school. Either way, it's like, what? That's when I was just like, okay, man. I was like, please just don't let this drag on. And it kept dragging on. This whole bullying aspect of the episode lasted up until... actually, it lasted the whole episode, now that I think about it. There's literally probably like 3 minutes of the episode where Aya wasn't getting bullied. Because then they killed the cat that she was sheltering. I knew it was coming. As soon as I seen the cat, I said, why? That's why in my thumbnail I said, is this Elfen Lied? I said, watch them pull some Elfen Lied shit and just kill the cat just to bully her. I said, watch. Lo and behold, the girl was hiding and she seen a cat, and apparently she killed the cat and showed her the collar. And I was like, and then at home, her brother is a piece of shit who apparently is the pride and joy of the family, but to relieve stress, he bullies his younger sister. There's a lot of ways to ease your stress. There's a lot of ways to ease your stress. I mean, you have video games. You write in your diary some. Get up. Just saying. You can. Hey, you can get. I mean, I don't know if there's prostitutes in Japan, but hey, it's just to relieve stress, man. You have those options, and those are less illegal, or they aren't as egregious as literally beating the crap out of your little sister. And how the parents don't realize this, I have no clue, because she's literally screaming in her room. Her brother's coming in her room in the middle of the night, and her parents don't notice this. Either they just made the parents completely oblivious, and they just made them stupid to where they can't hear something that loud, or maybe the author maybe they plan to reveal that the parents do know about this and they just don't care, since the son, I forget his name, I apologize, I'm gonna just call him Mr. Asagiri. Maybe they just are intentionally turning a blind eye to Mr. Asagiri because he's a pride and joy of the family, he's a genius, and blah 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 blah. Maybe, but I don't know. But we see in this episode that Aya is bestowed upon these magical girl powers, and she literally gets it just from her computer, and then she gets a gun in her locker. And now we don't know explicitly what her power is. I mean, we've seen her aim a gun at Shoujo, and then before she shot, she said, "Let this hell disappear," or something like that. And then she pulled the trigger, and then those two were, I guess, teleported to the train tracks where they got ran over. So explicitly, we don't know exactly what the gun does. It could just materialize whatever Aya is thinking, or something like that. But there's no way she thought, I want these two to get run over by a train. But she could have thought, I want these two dead. Then that's a completely different story. But explicitly, we don't know what her power is. But then we're also introduced to another magical girl whose power is to stop time. And what does that remind you of? Madoka Magica, of course. Homura. Sorry, spoiler if you didn't watch it, but you should have already watched it. Yeah, it reminds you of Homura. And she stops time to save Aya, and then because the girl is about to cut her with a box cutter, and she takes the box cutter from the girl and just cuts her neck, and then she's like, we'll make it look like an accident. And I'm like, what? How can you make a neck slice look like an accident? Now, maybe if you could have the box cutter like stab her in the chest or something, like, and have her fall over, like she accidentally stabbed herself like that. You doing this to yourself, you can't really do that by accident. So that was pretty stupid, because now Aya might be blamed for her death, since she was bullied by these three so often. She might be blamed for her death, and now two out of the three girls who bullied her are now dead all of a sudden. So I don't think that was a good option to do, but whatever. And also a thing to be noted is that when, now I don't remember if her eyes, but we saw in the beginning of the episode that Aya, her eyes were bleeding, and we seen that the girl who saved her this episode, her mouth was bleeding when she used her power. So it's obvious that these powers come with some type of toll on the body or some type of cost that we don't know of yet. But I think that's the lure of this episode, is to find out these things like that. Those are the things I want to find out. I want to find out what's the toll of using this power, because it has to be one. They aren't just going to have this power and nothing is going to happen to them themselves. I want to know who gave them these powers, what magical being or whatnot. And this isn't a question. This is more of a request. I want the brother to die a painful death. Yes, yes. Yeah, that pretty much covers this whole episode. This episode wasn't necessarily good, but it does kind of draw me into wanting to see more of it. So yeah, it was okay. It wasn't necessarily bad. Went a little too over the top with the bullying and crap, but we just got to deal with it. Like I said, it got me, so I'm definitely going to check out the next couple of episodes and decide if I'm going to continue the whole thing or not. Which I probably am, because it's only 12 episodes, I believe, so probably going to watch the whole thing through, whether it's bad or not. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this review, guys. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. I'm Sasuke the Savage, and I'm out.